Wade and Carter program.
More trouble for New York Governor Cuomo. We'll break down the COVID relief package that is heading to President Biden's desk. All that and more coming up on today's Wade and Carter Show. Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, sir.
How are you today?
I am fulfilled as a human being now that we are back online. We are. Look, we've got right here. I mean, I can just go at my will. We've got sound effects. We've got all kinds of just. Yeah, I don't know about that. Play throwing objects. What is that? See that, folks? We are back. That's something you play literally at a baseball game. I know that's part of your baseball stuff. Play Field of Dreams down there. Look at that. I mean, we're live.
That one I played a lot when we first started.
Oh, yeah, on the show? Yeah. Wow.
Mostly aimed at you.
But we are back with full regalia. The laptop works. Thank you, Dwayne Proctor, GDP text,
yes, sir.
550-4744. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially you called Dwayne.
I did.
Told him the problem.
Walked me through a couple of solutions.
Done.
And we're done.
And we're done. And we're live at 5 right back here.
So let's do this.
The Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at Deerland Feed. We always say for everything you need, there's Deerland Feed. It's 70 degrees and cloudy today, going to a high of 81. Going to be kind of that day where it's windy, cloudy, kind of the day you expect.
But the temperature will be nice.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that breeze will keep the humidity down a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. The humidity today is it's only 87%.
Wade and Carter live now.
How about all systems go?
Yeah, everything seems to be
there.
Working.
You go.
Yeah,
We're back.
We're back.
We're like a SpaceX missile launch. What do you think about Elon Musk wanting to call that wherever he was, Angleton Space Town or Star Town? Is that getting a little too full of yourself to come in and start changing the names of places?
Is there a guy, honestly?
Wade and Carter.
Is there a guy who has probably changed his standing amongst Republicans and conservatives? Because let's not forget, when he started Tesla, he was not exactly the most revered guy in the world.
No.
But then he kind of ran afoul of the liberal muckety-mucks, the left. And, you know, I don't know that he's a full-blown Trump supporter, but he went and had discussions with the former president. And that's what kind of got him into trouble with the folks over, you know, on the left side of the political spectrum. And then he full-blown said, I'm leaving California. But, I mean, you know, he's basically been ostracized by the left now, even though I wouldn't consider him a Republican or even right-leaning. I think he's just a capitalist who still has some moderately socialist tendencies.
Right. Are we moderately socialist because we believe in cooperatively paying for roads? Does that make us moderately socialist?
No.
Some say roads are socialist and the taxation is theft. Jim Simpson, good morning. Peter McNally, hello, my friend. Who else is above us there?
We'll get to that.
I like it when you do.
Top. Kendra Douglas, first one in this morning. Marvin, good morning. Scott Tomko, H.R. Mallory is in. Scott Snow, Judge Posey.
Good morning, Judge.
Lisa Poole, Andy Reha Jr., Greg Garcia, Bobby Leister's in. Patrick Strauss, Chris Conrad, Mike Bloschke. The Leisterometer is still holding strong at 733. Good morning to the 733 YouTubers that are checking in this morning.
You know, I think I annoy the judge just to the right amount. We're like, for example, if I were out and he saw me, like he would walk up behind me and slap me on the back of the head, but he wouldn't like stab me in the neck. You know what I'm saying? But he would probably take the opportunity. That deal there, like, you bother me, son. You bother me. Get away from me, boy. You bother me. That guy. He'd smack me.
Why?
I don't know, because I always call him out, but Judge Posey's a good man. Good guy to know.
Karen Webb, good morning. Diane Tippett, Marie Day is in. Amanda Smith King. Matt Boucher says we need some rain.
Twice. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, he said good morning, then he said we need some rain.
Back to back, Matt Boucher.
Robert Royer, good morning. Christina Wise, Sarah Dodson, Justin Glass, Ron Koshin.
Hi, Ronnie.
Jan Eager, Clint Ives, Terry Murray.
Commissioner Ives, good morning, sir.
Tammy Williams, David Glass, good morning, everybody. Good crowd checking in this morning. So where to begin? Because the House of Representatives decided to pass that $1.9 trillion
no big deal.
bill.
It's no big deal.
I think, and I'll be honest, I think it's been mislabeled COVID relief, although that's the impetus behind it, right?
It's not even $2 trillion.
But I mean, this thing was negotiated and agreed to in December as part of the spending bill to keep the government going, an omnibus spending bill.
Right.
But under the guise of COVID relief, and I'm gonna break down some of the numbers on this thing
it's
for you because
it's an entire $100 billion short of $2 trillion.
$2 trillion.
It's no big deal.
Well, but we'll round up just to make it easier.
$2 trillion.
Yeah.
Trillions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah. Let me get to what's all in this thing. The American Rescue Plan Act. Because who can be against rescuing America?
You can't. You've got to rescue America. Bring America back better. Right? Although it was already perfect. I don't know.
Scott Tomko says he'd like to mention Joe Biden and all the countless hours he spent on this bill.
Oh, no doubt. Because he read page 1 647 times.
Yeah.
Honey, I don't know what this is saying. Dr. Joe Biden.
Nancy Pelosi in a statement said it's a great day as the Democratic House passes the Biden American Rescue Plan.
That's it.
So
they call that BARP.
When Donald,
the Biden American Rescue Plan, that's a BARP.
It's close to BARF.
Right. The Biden American Rescue Formula, BARF.
So where are all the people who claim that when Trump was trying to attach his name to things like,
Warp Speed or whatever, that he was the guy.
Trump Care and, he's just an egomaniac, one name on everything.
Yeah.
Right?
But Biden,
and Biden's not, right?
It's crazy.
220 to 211 is how it passed. 210 Republicans, 1 Democrat voted against it. No Republicans in the Senate or the House voted in favor of the bill. But when you look at some of the things in there, like $86 billion to prop up pensions that have been mismanaged in states like Kentucky.
It was funny this morning.
That tells me that was a payoff to Mitch McConnell for not going around and getting opposition to the bill so that it would pass.
And what else could it be, folks?
And McConnell saved his face by not voting against it.
There you go. Quid pro quo.
Right?
Joe Biden's good at it. He's known for it. Think about why the federal government would be propping up pension plans in Kentucky. Because Mitch McConnell is the minority leader of the House or the Senate, and I just was reading, I'm getting news straight from the source here. He did not vote against their little $1.9 trillion bill. So
he did vote against it, but he didn't drum up support for maybe moderates to
vote
against it.
$86 billion, $1 billion, whatever the number was.
What news are you getting straight from the source here then?
Well, I don't mind getting notifications on my cell phone. My cell phone is readily available. I'm proud of that. People can find me. I like that. But I just got an invitation to a meet and greet for a candidate, which is fine. And I got, I strongly oppose and I'm strongly for this candidate. And I'm just like, okay, but who sent this to me? Because it matters to me who sent it. So I got it. We're good.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt the show with it. It's just I was gonna, if it was somebody I knew, oh well, so and so is telling me to, I would actually give it some publicity. Like tonight, for example, Dale Zook, who handed me this himself. Okay, so see, there you go. He's having a meet and greet tonight at Francis Marie's from 5 to 7, and every time Dale says school board, you have to take a shot. It should be a great 2 hours. I recommend
the first hour.
I recommend Texas Coast Limousine. Get Bob Constantine to pick you up, because Dale's going to talk endlessly for 2 hours about the school board and the school bond. And every time he says those words, it's shot. So it's a new drinking game. What was the show that first had that? Was it Bob Newhart? Every time somebody said Bob, you had to take a shot.
That's a little before my time.
Well, it was on reruns. It was syndicated.
Okay.
But they did it. What? There was another one too. Was there a Seinfeld where you had to take a shot every time they?
Cheers.
Norm. Hey, Norm. You know, it's always so funny how he moves down and sits by Cliffy. It's so funny. But they even made Ted Danson cool. Yeah. That's how good that show was.
1% of the American Rescue Plan Act goes to vaccinations,
ARPA,
and the vaccination attempt, and efforts. So 1% of a plan of 1.9 trillion that was passed under the guise of COVID relief is actually going to help the vaccination effort to vaccinate all 350 million people in this country. When you factor in the 330, people that we know, and the 20 million.
19 billion. We had 350 million. Would you say it was $5.20?
Yeah,
per person
in this bill going to the vaccination efforts. I believe, I think it was Rick Scott, the junior senator from Florida, did the tally, and in a letter that he's posted, and you can go read it and find it. It's pretty. And again, I take it a little bit with a grain of salt, but if his numbers are correct, and I assume they are, because I've heard roughly from 9 to 11% of this 1.9 trillion actually goes to things that could be related to COVID. Everything else is pork. Everything else is stuff buying votes going forward. Everything else is just absolutely not related to COVID. And you'll recall Democrats were angry at the Trump tax cuts that added to our deficit and to the debt in this country, right? No such alarms with the 1.9 trillion. No such concerns.
Your stepson, Adam, your adopted son, Adam, he says, Brent looks like Caleb Shaw's daddy this morning. 1/2 pound, 2 pounds of hair gel, and a medium black shirt. I'd be proud to be Caleb Shaw's dad, Adam. Ash keeps you out in the county. Oh, that's funny. Adam can be very funny. Adam says he'll call me after the show and go, I know you wanted to tell me just to shut up. I'm like, no, you make me laugh. But
Chris Conner says it was hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Yeah, BJ Nelson says, come to Francis Marie's today and support Dale Zook. Dale, I tell you what, he's committed. He's working hard. He's got a lot of data. If you're willing to listen, and
he's committed now, and by the time he's off the school board, he might be committed.
Mm-hmm. You can be banging your head against the wall, but I think he's got it under control.
Kathleen Leininger, good morning.
Good morning.
Lisa Poole asked if anybody watched South Park last night.
I did not. No.
Tom Price checking in.
Timely, and is that the same guy that did like Modern Dad and all that stuff? Is it that little dark-headed guy?
Trey Parker and Matt.
I did, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I don't know those guys.
Matt South.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Matt South, Trey Park. There you go. Yeah. No. We used to go. We used to go to Melrose Place watching parties in college because we weren't stupid because all the girls would be there, right? And we didn't play drinking games. We just drank to get through the agony of that show.
Somebody said something as a sponsor. What can we do there?
I'm looking up.
I want to help if I can. Right there. What is that? Joe Mitchell says Mac Hike Victoria Open is the Mac Hike Victoria Open is almost here. Golf tournament. The program is Tuesday, April the 6th. Some of the proceeds will go to the Children's Discovery Museum. Please sign up as a sponsor today. You can reach Joe or his staff at 575-6161.
There you go.
There you go, Joe. There's our PSA. Let's just write everything off as a nonprofit. We're a nonprofit. Trust me, we're a nonprofit organization over here. Tell you who does it for minimal just to help you out. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. You dial 578-6300. Allen will come out and give you a tow to where you need to go, and they'll treat you right and treat you fair.
I always call.
Absolutely. They're familiar with all. If you say, oh, I need this to get to Hansenhofer's Paint and Body Shop, you can just forget about it. It'll be there. They know what they're doing. They function essentially as a first responder. They show up, secure the scene, make sure you're safe. We can always replace a car. We can't replace you.
Nope.
And Allen's gets that. They'll take you can't overestimate the stress of that even minimal fender bender. You're going to be in shock. You're going to be concerned. Turn it over to the pros at Allen's Wrecker Service, and they'll say, ma'am or sir, just get in the cab and relax, and I'll take care of this. And it's what they do, and they're the best of the best of the best. Just like the VCS companies, Rocket Oilfield Services, and the only locally owned and authorized AT&T retailer. They're our banner sponsor. Number one, they believe in the forum, and number two, they are the standard, the gold standard of service in our community. We've been very, very fortunate to have the Hartmans on our team pretty much from day one. Man, that sounds good. Thank you. Does that change the way we sound on the air?
I think that we're getting feedback the mics had died, but now they seem to be working again. So
they're celebrity.
Yeah.
Celebrity hot tub hot. Ow! Jump back. I want to kiss myself. Ow.
There.
Jim Hartman and his family, Jennifer, Kelly, JR, they work tirelessly on so many different projects, whether it's outfitting local sheriffs, regional sheriffs' vehicles with radios, to a ranch radio for you and your family.
To your iPhone 12 Pro.
That's it. They've got it all. Pro Max.
They've got it all.
There you go.
Get by the only locally owned and authorized AT&T retailer.
Saw Bobby Leon yesterday. He and I happened to go by to visit the McCoy family at the same time, and passed in the parking lot. And he said, "Tell everybody hi," and basically said he loves Victoria. And we welcome you to go to Chesney Furniture, 116 West Juan Lynn, corner of Juan Lynn and Bridge.
Been there for 101 years. Well, not there, but they've been in business for going on 101 years now, well into their 101st year.
They will help you outfit your home. Chesnick and Love make your house a home, and you'll just do better at Chesnick.
And Veracruz today for the Caldo Wednesday hangover.
Yeah, just going there to celebrate the fact that we have a laptop, that we're on YouTube. We were off YouTube for 3 days and picked up 2 viewers.
Imagine that.
So there you go. Maybe that's
power of reruns.
It's like I went to Joe Mitchell and said, I need a golf lesson. He said, here it is. Take 2 weeks off and quit. Yeah. You'll do better. There it is. Reach out to them. Texas Coast Limo, 575 Limo. Bob Constantine, we mentioned it earlier, but he'll come out and make your event eventful. If you can tie in Veracruz catering, Texas Coast Limo takes you to a party designed by the Gray Barn that Cheryl does at 920-6803, and give your wife a new iPhone 12 Pro Max. Easter will be happy in your home. There you go. Go to an event. Cheryl designs it.
Make that phone into a king cake.
Veracruz. I was working hard here. And then bring her home to a new garage floor done by USA Concrete Coatings. It has a big red heart on it. It says Mom across the top.
I was scoping their. I wasn't creeping their Facebook page. I was looking at the
You're a stalker.
at the great work they've done.
You're a stalker.
They come up with a new term for it, like with white trash being a trash-tastic day.
Right.
They do transformations.
Everybody's into puns. By the way, I've got my new Complete 360. I'm just saying that the supplements. Oh man. Oh, climbing the walls, baby. Like a cage lion, I tell you, I'm like a cage lion. This is a strawberry. And
I mean, look, they've got you squeezing into t-shirts too short, sizes too small.
I stole this from Caleb Shaw.
So there you go. Check out Complete 360. Check out the Health Bar by Complete 360 right over there on Red River.
This is
you spilling things over there?
No. This is a custom smoothie I made. It's fresh strawberries, a banana, a scoop of whey protein, 3 fingers of Tito's vodka, and some almond milk. And then you throw in a little ice, and everybody has a great morning.
It's almost like, what would that be like?
I don't know.
Like a pina colada.
Something like that. Put a little cream de cocoa in there and go all day.
There you go.
There you have it.
So Governor Cuomo, the latest accusation from another former aide, because, I mean, it's starting to get repetitive in who's coming forward. But this one claims that the governor did more than just make inappropriate comments. She claims he groped her.
You can't let those nipple rings go to waste. I mean, you got to be at least a groper, right?
I guess.
Why else would you sport that? You know,
throw your dress shirts on national TV.
Folks, you've got to know. You've got to see. You don't even have to peel back a layer. You don't even have to peel back a layer to see. This is all just a smokescreen because the trail ends badly for Rachel Levine, who followed Cuomo's lead in New York, where thousands of elderly with nobody to have their back were shoved back into nurses and died.
And then Governor Cuomo tried to get his underlings to change up data in COVID reports in the nursing homes didn't look so bad when they had to release the data. He was forging and falsifying information. If that's not fraud and probably criminal behavior outside of the allegations being now made by 5 or 6 is where the count is on women, most of which former staffers of the governor who have claimed that he's, I think up until this one, they all claimed inappropriate comments.
They're doing him a favor. They're bailing him out. This is
all
by design. I see him resigning because he'll make some gallant statement.
He said he wouldn't resign.
It's just become we're in the middle of trying to rebuild New York City. We've been working with Mayor de Blasio. This is such a tragedy. This is all unfounded garbage. But just like a good New Yorker, I'm going to bow out and go off into the sunset, and that's fine because I care about New York too much to be a distraction. The reality is, if he doesn't take this out, he'll end up getting prosecuted for manslaughter probably, and for falsifying federal documents, and then it'll lead to the trail of Rachel Levine, who pulled its own mother out of a nursing home right before implementing those exact same policies in it's her state. So this is all a smokescreen for the shallow-minded. That's who it's for. The people that don't take the time to just peel back one layer and go, whoa, man, this guy's really taking the easy way out. And some big Democrat told him, hey, pal, yeah, your name's going to get dragged through the mud. Big deal. At least we're not making them homosexual allegations. At least we're allowing you to be harassing women. They're all former staffers. They're all good Democrats. They're all stepping up to help Governor Cuomo get out of office. And it's what's going to happen. He'll step down, my prediction, in the next 2 weeks.
Chuck Schumer, all in support of a New York Attorney General investigation into the allegations against
Sure,
Governor
because it's
Cuomo.
got to keep the pressure on those allegations and off the multiple thousands of deaths in the nursing home. Every day we can keep people focused on Governor Cuomo trying to get his groove on is another day between the deaths and current time. That's what this is all about. Do you agree, Ash?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's
I mean,
focusing.
you're not a conspiracy guy.
No, everybody's focusing on that. All the top Democrats in New York want Cuomo to resign over the sexual assault harassment allegations. They aren't asking any questions about his policies to put COVID-infected patients back into nursing homes.
Right.
They're not asking any questions about him falsifying government documents and trying to get others
No doubt
to falsify the documents.
Can you see the press conference?
That's corruption at its core.
Right, no doubt.
And the others said, no, we're not doing it. That is illegal. Not only immoral, it's illegal.
Right.
They said no. And this is where there's some federal charges that could be brought here.
But they're not. See, because can you see the press conference when the guy says, Governor, about this latest allegation, do you still feel that all women must be heard? Well, yes, I do feel that it's important that they be heard. This is
not when it's against me.
It's been a misconception. And then the next guy goes, Governor, can you address, please, for us the falsifying of the media room would go, oh, man, come on, we're working on the tabloid side here. Come on, man. Joe Biden would say that. Come on, man, leave Cuomo alone now. Wasn't your mother in that rest home? That's what he'd say.
Yeah, they had to start taking it serious when it was no longer the New York Post reporting this stuff.
Right. And that's exactly what the Dems wanted. Take it serious, drag it out.
And avoid the real problems of the corruption that is absolutely. If you think there's a deep state in Washington, D.C., there's just as deep a state in New York. Mm-hmm. And the two are probably intertwined. And
there's less oversight in New York. There's less national demand in New York.
I mean, maybe California, where the recall for the governor, I believe, for Governor Newsom has more than enough signatures, just not getting a lot of traction across the country because
he was a good tight end. Yeah, Ozzie Newsom, he was good.
Yeah. Illinois, these things would be swept under the rug as well and avoided. But if this was any other state, particularly a red state. Imagine if this was happening against Governor Abbott in Texas.
Right.
The media across this country would be going absolutely nuts. If this was DeSantis in Florida, he killed people for not locking down the state, and now he's abusing women.
Oh, yeah. T-Light comes in hot with, what time does he open the smoothie bar? Should have a line form from the to-go window. Let me tell you, folks, you can whip over right now, right here next to Ravens at Woodlawn. They get a free plug every day. You ever notice that? Right next to it is the new Health Bar by 360. And you can go in there. They make what they call an Elvis. This is right up your alley, Ash. Peanut butter, banana, chocolate. I think it's called the IMV. No, a smoothie.
Oh, they've got a peanut butter and
really?
Panini too. Yeah.
They make a strawberry banana. That's my go-to. Strawberry banana smoothie is my favorite. There's Carrie Bump. Carrie Bumpity Bump. Bump. Give me a beat. Anyway, Complete 360, the health bar right next door, is making smoothies. Start at 7 in the morning. Get by there. Kevin Leininger liked my he, she, it's, hers, pronouns for Rachel.
Good morning, Wade and Carter.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was going to be Ida the drunk caller. Thank you. So glad for right. Shot. Hey. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
I want to throw a fit. I'm an only child. I want, I used to, you go to like to an oil
You mean like
field.
yesterday with the iPad not working?
That was a long time ago, Ash. You're breaking up. Yeah. Oh, make no mistake. There's a chance it has crossed my mind that he would sabotage me just simply
for my own amusement.
Yeah, yes. and because like when they do like the best of the best, like there's Brother Gary, there's Pepper, and then there's just Ash from the Wade and Car Show. It's not. I don't ever get a bid. I never get a bid for that. I'm not bitter. I support my partner. But now we've got sound effects, JP. We got do this for me while we've got you. We've kind of been doing a free form.
I've been looking for lighter news. There's nothing out there.
Well, we were accused. Well, we can't get in the stands. There's nothing to watch. The Astros yesterday. Well, I'll give you the Astros Minute brought to you by Razor IT Solutions in a minute. But yes, we're working hard to find something positive. We were accused by I don't know,
a caller.
If she's not on drugs or alcohol, she's bipolar. A lady that calls and screams at us. Right, she certainly. We can medicate that, or we can send her to rehab. But she said that we're always negative. We're always negative. And I'm like, well, tell me something positive about Joe Biden. He's got compassion. Oh, does he? Come on, man. The guy said, I'm wheels up in 6 hours if you don't fire that guy. By the way, leave Hunter out of this. The crack pipe is a gift from a foreign country.
It's not a crack pipe. It's a hookah pipe that's been repurposed.
Is it your year to set and then they get to pick the over?
Is this the Dusty Baker mailing it in factor?
No. I'll take, you do that, and I'll take Ash and I will take the over on 89.5. Yeah, Ash and I will take the over.
Yeah, lunch.
You have to bait them into it. Yeah. And I think it was 87.5. The only team they had.
I mean,
the only team over 95 was the Dodgers. And the Astros.
Yeah, but I think the Astros could get 90 wins.
Oh, come on! I mean, they average almost 100 wins a year for the last 4.
That's what I'm saying. But you've got an aging manager who's sort of just being there as a caretaker until they can figure out until they can get all the heat off of them.
Urquidy looked good yesterday, really good yesterday.
You don't have a Verlander.
Who? I think he's out another year.
You lost Springer.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yes, he tore up an elbow pretty good. I think what's her name rolled over and one of her boobs tore up his elbow.
Crushed it.
Kate Upton, the Kate Upton breast factor, it crushed his elbow in the night. Right? It was like
couldn't handle it.
It was like
the pressure.
A laser. Tell these folks that I'm not lying to them when I tell them that I sat in your office and we looked at a Fortune 500 company website that I did not know who it was, private client, but their web page, their back room of their web page, and you showed me, you see those clicks, and it was China, Russia, India, Indonesia, China, Russia, that in real time, just like rolling dice, there were people trying to hack into that webpage. Tell them that I'm telling the truth. Right? Think about that. If you've got a business and you have a website, especially if you obtain funds over the internet, you need to get with Razor IT Solutions and let JP save you from that, either that horrific idea that you've been hacked, or you wake up 3 months later and find out that they've been siphoning $1,500 a day out of your bank account. Doesn't mean you can't get it back, but you know. It's a compliment to your efforts. I like the word hawk.
That's a term not used as often as it should be.
Right? So
you've got a great product to sell. Brent's a hawker.
So Funky Trey Molina checks in and says, change the name from Tommy John surgery to Kate Upton surgery. He had the Upton procedure. Real quick for you guys, Astros yesterday did play basically their opening day lineup. I don't remember exactly who the DH was. Brantley was in left. And they did not have Bregman at third. They had a kid, P.E. Petro. Anyway, I'm not positive of the third baseman, but everybody else, McCullers started, Strasburg started for the Nationals, and they played to a 4-4 tie.
We're only a couple of weeks away from opening day now.
So Astros.
Yeah. Correct me if April 4th, right?
I think so.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Major League Baseball doing the same tie-breaking method again this year? They're going to start a runner at second base if they go into extra innings. They did away with the DH rule, where the DH for both leagues again. That one did not approve, but I think they kept the tiebreaker rule because I think if I remember the data correctly, last year it shortened extra inning games by like 2.5 innings or something like that.
Did it really?
Yeah, pretty significant. So.
Talked about it yesterday.
No, we were on it yesterday, the day before. Yeah, I was just going to actually go there because, it makes you, and Jeff Long, the AD, resigned at Kansas. He was at Pittsburgh, Arkansas. Doesn't care about your opinion.
He doesn't care about my opinion.
I just wonder if LSU had some responsibility when they started checking references and looking into Les Miles as to, why the abrupt departure. And then you find out that, he was basically going Andrew Cuomo on the help and hiring babysitters, female students and student workers in the athletic department to babysit his kids. He was denies it, but the allegations are that he was trying to kiss some of them. LSU, in my opinion, if Baylor, if it's the school of a kid that they've dismissed from their program for inappropriate behavior, such as sexual harassment, all the things that helped undermine Baylor's athletic program a few years ago, in which they then, if you remember, they lied and said, well, Boise State never told us about this kid. And Boise State said, no, we did tell you about this kid. So now there's an expectation when there's serious allegations like that, that the athletic departments need to tell the other one that there's a problem if you bring this kid onto campus.
I'll go a step further.
Did LSU not have that responsibility to let Kansas know that there were issues there?
I'll go a step further, JP. LSU, in my opinion, had a responsibility basically to make their internal investigation public. The university, who certainly has motivation to err on the side of giving Les Miles a break. You'll recall he won a championship in 2007. And they did not want to bring any shame to their university. So let's say they made a 2-year plan to get him out of there. And even if they informed him of that, at the end of the day, they concluded on their own internal investigation there was nothing criminal and there wasn't substantial evidence. But I'm not convinced
but I think they said, but behavior looking was probably inappropriate.
That probably should have been brought to the public. Because that guy ends up going to Kansas, where what if at Kansas he would have done something criminal
And he didn't. Let's be clear. There are no allegations out of Kansas.
Right.
This is all what happened at LSU coming to light now. And LSU they negotiated his exit out of Kansas, and Jeff Long, the AD, resigned as a result. But these are all past allegations that if LSU would have just said, you know what, here's what's going on, Kansas then could have at least been in the know, or they could have said, you know what, we're not going to bring Les Miles in, we're going to move on.
It's a lot like what when Baylor was kind of covering things up for Art Briles, kind of. Yeah. I mean, kind of like that.
Little, yeah, maybe not quite that degree, but similar.
Right. Not to the same. Yeah. Well, Texas, I think, was being very cooperative and, just trying to help them out.
Well, since we're such conspiracy theories, is it a smokescreen to take some heat off of Bill Self and an underperforming Kansas basketball program that is also under some heat for potentially paying players?
Right. Man, boy.
No, it was Jeff Long. I don't remember who they appointed as interim. It's not Bill Self, though.
No, Self's been trying to get out of there. I don't recall him being
the AD, but I could be wrong.
He's been trying to get out of there, Self, I mean, he really has been trying. He wanted the Spurs job real bad, and Popovich, they just re-embalmed him and put him back on the bench. Spurs, by the way, that guy was like a Whataburger, maxed out, triple meal, waiting to explode on the field. It was like, better get a bucket.
Well, they were hoping that lightning would have struck twice there, because didn't they fire him and then bring him back, or didn't he leave and then they brought him back, and it just never worked out again, right? Unlike, it wasn't a Dan or Bill Snyder.
He was a great assistant. Mangino was a great assistant. He was awesome.
He had some success his first round there as head coach.
He probably beat Texas too. No, it was time for Mac to go. Mack Brown is exactly where Mack Brown needs to be. He can have a top 10 program, no aspirations to win a national championship, no chance to win a national championship at North Carolina, and nobody cares because he's a good guy. He's like Uncle Mac, and everybody likes him. Teams like A&M, Texas, Oklahoma that at least aspire to win a national championship, need a frontline coach who is 100%, committed to trying to, like Jimbo Fisher, 100% committed to try. Nothing matters to him about mid-season success than winning that national championship. And people like that, and them, JP, people like that, if you sat with Jimbo Fisher in his office and had a candid conversation, he'd go, yeah, it was great to beat Florida, but so what? I want to play in the final game of the year. And I guarantee you that's where his heart is at. Mack Brown had lost that fire. And to be honest, had Vince Young not loaded up that entire team and beat the best team in the history of college football at USC, Mack Brown would have been gone a couple seasons earlier because the fire was out of his belly. And I'm not sure it was ever in his belly at Tulane, at North Carolina. He was always Uncle Mac. Oh, he looks like a great guy too, right?
I think the fire was there. I mean, you're not going to go from Tulane to North Carolina, Texas without some fire in your belly.
Yeah, $5 million a year worth.
But the fire did leave towards the end there.
Yep.
Good.
We appreciate
we
appreciate the call, bud. You know that, and next time I'll try to let Ash give you more of his opinion. Love you, buddy. Hey.
See you.
Yes, sir. You too. Now, he'll call me later and apologize. Dude, was that too hard on you? And then he'll go, but I don't care. It's like it's like dealing with it's not Dumb and Dumber. It's Me and Irene. Yeah, that's it. That's what it's like. He gets on his Harley and rides off. He's got a
cliche for you.
Oh yeah, and I'll say, how are things doing? Just got a shipment in. They were all made on Monday. No Friday cars here. Nobody mailing in the effort. These are all top flight cars. He said, we're just down the road from higher prices. We're right across the street from a bad deal.
So
he did say he was right across the street from Cindy's. I don't know. spot over there that's like a love shop emporium over there by Tropical Smoothie. Brother Gary, you know where that is. Yeah, see? And he says that he says we're right across the street from Cindy's boutique.
Oh yeah, I think it's lingerie and
accessories.
Accessories, yes. Spice up your love life.
Batteries not included. Ads and offers since 1926, just quite simply Victoria's dealership. White Trash Services begging you, pleading with you to have a trash-tastic day.
Give me a call, 550-1826.
BJ Nelson, Scott Nelson, their team, Carl, great group of guys. Sean Neely, our buddy, out on the streets, spreading the love. They do a tremendous job. They are a 7-county, Rockport, Fulton Beach. They got it all, Holiday Beach. Reach out to White Trash Services for your next remodel. If you're going to have a house and you need a roll-off dumpster out there for all the refuse,
cleaning,
rubbish, they can do that.
They can accomplish it all.
Absolutely. The law offices of Steve Kidder. Why wouldn't you? I mean, you got a contract issue, you got a family law issue, you want to form a corporation, you need somebody to help you make sure that you and your partner are treated equally. Ash, reach out to the law offices of Steve Kidder. He can help you today. Extremely reasonable, extremely interesting young man, a brilliant
when
legal
that partnership
mind.
Dissolves.
Yeah, when I decide to sue you for my half of the headphones, they're here. Love them. Ash, love you. Love everybody. Exactly. Carter, back to Carter. Yeah, he was a troubled lad, quiet at the time. Dana Moore Della Garza. Dana Moore Della Garza can help you. Terry Murray with all your mortgage needs, refinance.
Motto Mortgage.
Perfect. Right there between Jason's Deli.
Because there's no liquor store there.
Right across the street from Specs. Get over to Motto Mortgage.
If you're buying your first home, to a rental property, Terry's got all your mortgage.
She takes all the pain out of it.
She really does. She knows the mortgage industry. She has a product for your mortgage situation. And with interest rates as low as they are, now's the time to give Terry a call or stop by and see her.
Now that winter's over, get ready for storm season. Sorry, we're not trying to be gloomy. It'll be a cheery storm season if you have a generator from Wint Generators. Cummins, Briggs & Stratton, Kohler, Generac, American brands, American installed right here, Wint Services. They back what they install. They even have service programs. They have a generator now, Brother G, that you can put the app on your phone and it will let you know when it automatically kicks on to make sure that it works, and it'll show you that it's working. It's perfect for a family because nothing matters. Everybody's got a generator in their garage. Tell them to start it. Come on, man. We haven't used that thing since camping at Coletta Creek in 98.
Puddle of oil under it.
Right.
It seals all your gaskets went bad.
Exactly. Get with Wint Services and get it on. Hey, that's a good one. Get it on.
There you go.
Marvin Gaye, we play some background music.
I don't have that one. I can find it in here somewhere. And I think we've talked about everybody else. So we're good today.
We are good today. Get the brother man in.
Brother man's coming in real quick. Does anybody trust the IOC and China have made a deal for Chinese vaccines to be provided for the Tokyo Games and the Beijing Winter Games?
Do you trust China?
I would not trust them with a vaccine. No. When their vaccine that they sold to the world, their supposed friends in Asia, was about 50% effective, when there's calls for a second World Health Organization investigation into China's alleged cover-up of the release of the COVID information, and that first investigation is now being questioned as flawed.
So there's an investigation into the investigation.
Exactly. Yes.
Can you imagine if, it's like China benevolently gave everybody a vaccine? In other news, American sprinter Ash Walachow had to withdraw with diarrhea.
Well, there's your first clue that would not be a headline because I don't sprint.
Okay.
Me and running.
Long-time hockey backup Ash Walachow. Kind of a player coach, kind of a player manager. You've seen a player manager. He drives around, skates around the ice.
Good to see y'all. I've been a couple places y'all been this week. Earlier visitation.
Yes.
That family, I love them.
They are great. And, again, much like going to see Katie McLeod, you go and see the McCoys, and they're just all such upbeat.
Both families.
Yeah, great families and great. It was good to see Tim McCoy. I met Tim campaigning when he basically told me I'm a judge and I see things the way they are, and my dad's going to squash you in the election. It was like meeting Darth Vader. No, actually, super nice man. And, yeah, super nice guy. I met his wife yesterday for the first time, and he introduced her to me as Kay. And she said, actually, I'm not Kay. And he said, yeah. He goes, that right there. He goes, it's been a stressful week. He goes, we've been married quite a while. Yeah. So very funny, but they were of overall good cheer. Very proud of all that Raleigh has done. And absolutely. Absolutely.
And, just a couple of events I'll mention. Guys, and then I got a little sports for y'all. Okay?
All right.
Young man Morris, I see him all over the place. I can tell you right now, we all love sports. We can try to get a little bit in there. We have the Our Lady of Sorrows at Trinity Hall, their pork steak dinner, and that's going to be this Sunday, 10:30 to 2. It's takeout only, but that's Knights of Columbus doing it. They'll cook it good, you know that.
Oh yeah.
What are the sides and trimmings with the pork steak dinner?
Seriously?
Beans,
Curious.
toasted beans and rice.
Cabbage and fried okra.
Not sure.
Brother man, when's your birthday, brother man?
Summer, into the summer.
Doesn't a guy like you get to have like two? Doesn't he get to have
And I don't want one.
You know what was that gentleman's
Trying to
name?
double age him?
Well, that gentleman that Ben Zeller and I went and visited with, was it Overton? That was the oldest living World War II veteran. He was like 106 when me and Ben went and saw him. And he had his birthday was like in February. It was right almost during the session. And Ben and I drove there and visited with him. And then later on, he had like another birthday party like in November. Because I think when he had a birthday party, he got all kinds of cool stuff. So and they were like, well, let's just have it early in case he kicks it.
I'll be thanking people forever. I want any more.
So we're thinking about it. We may have to have like a Brother Gary Moses birthday month. Is it in July?
You mean Elvis?
Brother Gary month.
He doesn't really want to talk.
Oh, you're August then.
July.
He's holding back.
Oh no, August. Elvis died in August.
Yeah. Well, I had that Elvis over there where you're talking about the new protein shop. We were over there Saturday, and that's good stuff.
It's a good spot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Now you need to try that panini.
I'm going to.
And I'll tell you why. If you buy one, for you now, I'm being sincere.
Get the half pounder.
Get the half pounder and tell them to put the sauce on the side.
Yeah.
Not just that. You'll eat half. You'll take the other half home. You'll eat it the next day for lunch.
I can do that.
Yes, sir.
I do want to mention also that East West will be playing, baseball on Tuesday night. Heart disease awareness for a little young man, Gio Salazar. Going to be down there for that.
That's awesome.
And so we have some baseball. I did the West girls game the other night. So we got some sports going on.
We don't talk a lot of high school sports here, but two people that I will call out is Manny is very all right. Manny, the coach at West, and Wes Coley. Manny Alvarado. I'm sorry. And I've known him as Manny like all my life. Yeah, I know. So Manny Alvarado, Coach Alvarado, Manny, and Wes Coley.
Yeah, they're good.
Both constantly instill doing the right thing to their players. They're good. They're good at this type of stuff. We're gonna reach out to the community. We're gonna serve at the livestock show. We're gonna serve at Boot Fest.
And I see the
both programs.
Where I go. So I want to mention that, and of course, spring break activities at the museum.
Where are you going this year?
Well, spring break right down the street, right over here.
Can you see G like in Destin?
Yeah. I think I might be getting to go there. We're doing a rodeo next week.
Brother Gary,
my daughter will be in next week to talk about it.
Brother Gary and Cabo on the Mango deck, hosting the wet T-shirt contest. She's a nice girl. She's from Guatemala.
I taught her.
I taught her.
I love it. All right.
Unbelievable.
So check that out and give them a call to see if they get your kids fixed up. All right, let's go to sports real quickly. The most ever auctioned off football card ever.
Jim Thorpe.
It was his rookie card. Who do you think it would be? He's all year long.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes had it before last week. $862,000 for his rookie card. Tom Brady signed this card. His rookie card. You know how much he went for, boys?
How much?
$1.32 million.
Now, tell me, did Tom Brady own this card and sell it, and the money was going to his foundation?
No.
Some kid owned this card.
$1.32 million. You believe that?
Tom Brady's like, hey, bring me the card. I'll sign him for $50,000 a piece.
Whoever paid the 1.32, they're not in that
They're
return.
not gonna get
Oh,
that.
that is the deal. That it used to be that things were just collectible. The Honus Wagner card, whatever. But now it's
Because
like,
there were only like 4 of them.
but now they create things to be collectible, and then they sell 200 million of them. They're not collectible.
But this
And then they
guy signed-
reprint.
How many did they print? Tom Brady? I don't have it. 1.32 million. It broke the record for football.
I look back and I mean, growing up, there was no concern for the future value of cards. I can't tell you how many Gretzky rookie cards
Put them on your
were in my
spokes.
spokes.
Yeah.
We used to play
What do we
in the
do?
winter. We would play hockey with our hockey cards. We'd be on the kitchen
How many
floor.
big baseball cards did you have that you just flittered away?
What you do is you find that card and say, this Wayne Gretzky rookie card
Right.
was in the spokes of Gordie Howe. And then you ask, gee, help Ash and I settle a
Invent
little bit.
story.
It's not a disagreement because sadly, I think even as huge fans, we're both a little bit apathetic. I mean this. On one hand, Ash says Dak Prescott getting 160 million over 4 years just shows you the state of the quarterbacking in the NFL. And I turn around and say, okay, he's nowhere near, never has been near the second best quarterback in the NFL. And he's still in a cast.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it and saying, but if he's your guy, if you're Jerry Jones, and if he's your guy for 3 years after this one, and you've got that in your head, he was going to get 37 million as the franchise guy. So to pay him 40, who cares? But here's my question back to you.
But they restructured it. The cap hit this year is like 22 million. It's not
Yeah.
29 next year, and then it goes up.
But so, and after that, maybe you just cut him.
I don't understand.
Do you? On one hand, I know that you're a Cowboy fan. You're happy to have Dak under contract. On the other hand, I made the comment: we can go 8-8, maybe even 9-7 with the Red Rifle at quarterback, and Dak Prescott might be a 12-4 quarterback, but we got a 2-10, 2-14 defense.
And the Red Rifle, 3 million.
Yeah,
Maybe get
and he's happy.
And he's happy. I don't understand.
I just, if you don't shoulder up that defense,
But you know what?
difference
I
does it
think
make?
if you sign honestly, if you sign the Red Rifle to be your starting quarterback, he retires. I don't think he wants that starting quarterback gig anymore.
As you have it could be there, but I know one thing.
Because the way
You better win, Prescott.
Tell you what, don't throw 10 million. Omaha, 3, somebody get the fat guy. Pete, you go to the portalet. Trust me, I'll Peyton Manning them to death for 20 million bucks.
We better with 17 games next year. We better win 12.
I'm going to tell you that if I went back, can you see I dropped Carter back to pass? Still going. Out of nowhere comes J.J. Watt and then Ndamukong Suh, and all of a sudden it's he's down. It would look like somebody took a bacon skillet and dumped it on the turf. There would just be a grease spot there, and like my helmet would be flat. I would be gone.
He's the fourth Dallas Cowboy to receive a $100 million contract, over $100 million. You know the other 3.
Well, let's see.
The one that's retired, the quarterback retired.
Tony
Romo.
Tony Romo.
And 2 of them were
Skechers.
players, Skechers.
Ezekiel Elliott.
No,
No?
he got 90 million.
Oh, okay,
and
close.
He had 100 million total. but-
DeMarcus Ware.
DeMarcus, what, Lawrence?
Lawrence. No,
Lawrence.
DeMarcus Ware played for the Texans too. Another wasted career.
DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari
Cooper.
There's your four.
The only one that's really lived up to it so far is Cooper.
Yeah,
Boy,
that's good.
can you not, if you're a Cowboys fan, and if you're not a Cowboys fan, flip over and come back when the Hall of Famers on here, Ralph and Brother Gary over here. But if you can't get excited about CD Lamb and Amari Cooper
They got some-
and
Gallup.
and
Yeah,
then
that's a great wide
and then the
receiver.
tight end, pick one. The one guy, what's his name? Schultz, Schumacher, whatever his name is.
We're going to go in excited.
You got to have a big,
Yes.
yes, big square head German tight end. Hey, throw me the ball in the flat.
Green beans and German potatoes are the sides with that pork
Yes.
steak dinner.
You know who that is right there? You
Gilbert
saw
Ramon,
that?
yeah.
Gilbert, yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say
Razor.
Raymond.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Gilbert
I saw
Ramon.
Ramon.
You know Gilbert Ramon?
Maybe.
His son, Brother G, His son is on our baseball team.
Oh,
Little Joaquin. Now, tell me what you watch. You watch what a baseball purist.
this guy's
If you sight unseen, you got a kid available in the draft named Joaquin Ramon.
Get him.
You know you're getting that kid,
that kid.
right?
Get him.
He is a player, and he is every day. What's so great is at the end of practice, we always get together, and like yesterday, it's like 1, 2, 3. My deal, pay attention. That's what we did. And this little Joaquin, he's in Cub Scouts. He's got it all going on. He got to baseball. I was a few minutes late. I just got out of mass. He's just a good kid from a great family.
Look at his family and his parents.
And Joaquin says, I said, what should we say today? Some people said team. Joaquin goes, we're all God's children. We'll go with that. 1, 2, 3. We're all God's children. You've got to do it. It's kind of like Put America First Act. Puffa. You've got to have it. You've got to sign that.
Nice guy. Appreciate it.
Brother G, we love you, sir.
We ain't going far.
We love you.
Thank
You know,
Love y'all.
We talked to Brother Gary about an exclusive arrangement because Brother Gary he cheats on us. I'm just saying straight up.
Everywhere.
He goes to other radio shows.
And you want me to get the word out for all the people who need help.
You want me on the air. You need me on the air.
They need me, but I think I'm doing some good.
He does go to other radio shows and talk about Wade and Carter, though, about how much fun it is being on Wade
And
and
there's
Carter.
people that give out their best to you.
Yes, and we do.
And we
Yeah.
do. And
You know
we,
we're-
I know you don't lie.
No, he doesn't lie.
Good George Washington would never.
We're good guys.
Brother Gary still has a cherry tree in his yard. Still there. All right,
He
folks.
grafted it.
We
from
love
George
you.
Washington's
We
chopped
got to
down
get out
tree.
of here. We apologize. And